Shalom, shalom, shalom. I'm part of the nation, a Hebrew Israelite. I'm out here week in, week out, calling the people back into repentance, calling the people back to the Most High in truth and in sincerity. We're living in the last days, and the Most High is already judging this earth, right? And we do all things in the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashim HaMashiach, Yahweh Shai. That's in the name of Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, right? There's no J in the Hebrew language. Christ was a Hebrew man, so his name can't be Jesus, right? Okay, I'm out here, I'm going to do a quick lesson. I'm reading out the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 11. Had a nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods, but my people have changed their glory for that which do not profit. The Most High is saying that his people, the Israelites, not all people, he created all people, but not all people are his people. That is nowhere in the Bible, right? Not all people are people of the Most High, right? And his people are the nation that's known as the Hebrew Israelites. And if you don't know if they're Hebrew Israelites or not, just do your research through your father, not your mother, your father. And if you go back to indigenous Mayans, or you go back to a Creole man that was brought, ancestors was brought over here on a slave ship, you are a Hebrew Israelite, right? So now I'm going to go read that verse again. Jeremiah 2 and 11. Had a nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods, but my people have changed their glory for that which doeth not profit, right? We changed our God. We changed from Yahweh Ba'ashim HaMashiach Yahweh Shai into Jesus Christ. Worst of all, not just Jesus Christ, a white Jesus. Pasty looking, blue-eyed, long stringy hair Jesus. Look effeminate as hell, look like a homosexual, and you believe that to be the Messiah? Are we that crazy? When you read the Bible, it tells you the Messiah is an austere man. The word austere means serious. He does not play games, right? He's a serious man, right? So we've changed our glory for something that doeth not profit. Now I'm going to go right back into the book of Jeremiah. This time I'm going to Jeremiah chapter 11. I'm going to read out the book of Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 17. And it reads, the Lord of hosts that planted thee had pronounced evil against thee. And if you don't believe he's pronounced evil against you, just look around and watch where you live, right? Because we're not living lavishly. We get gunned down every day. Our own people are killing us, right? That's a curse the Most High put on us for breaking his laws. Our own people shoot us down in the street, rob, rape, and do all kinds of vile atrocities to ourselves, right? And yet there's a commandment that says, love your neighbor as yourself. But if you're shooting down your brother, you obviously don't love your neighbor as yourself, right? So he said, for the Lord of hosts that planted thee had pronounced evil against thee. For the evil of the house of Israel, for the evil that the northern kingdom did, and the house of Judah, the southern kingdom, which they have done against themselves. You know why we did it to ourselves? Because we walked away from the Most High, right? To provoke me to anger in offering incense up to Baal. Baal, that's the name of a god of the Africans. That's another thing I need to bring out right here. We are not Africans. No Creole man is an African, yet we sit here and we always call ourselves Egyptians. And Belize, they love to call themselves Egyptians. And if they knew any better, they would do that thing. Read the book of Leviticus chapter 18 and you're going to find out about them Egyptians. They were homos, they slept with their own daughters, they owned their mothers, they did all kinds of hideous sexual acts. And we call ourselves Egyptians. Shame on us, right? We want to be Egypt so bad. We want to be everything but what the Most High told us to be. Everything but what the Most High said us to be, right? So he said he pronounced evil on us, right? And I'm going to give a reason why he pronounced evil. I'm going into the book of Exodus, chapter 20. Why the Most High? Matter of fact, I'm going to read Exodus 24, then I'm going to go to 20. I'm going to read a couple verses in Exodus 24, then I'm going to go to 20. Exodus 24, I'm going to start at verse 7. Now I'm going to start at verse 6. Because Moses, the first leader the Israelites had as a people, when they took them out of Egypt, and FYI, in Egypt they were slaves, like you are today, whether you admit it, or whether you know it or not, you're a slave, you're still a slave, you're still in slavery. They took the chains off your feet to give you the illusions that you're free, but you're not free, right? So now I'm going to read what Moses said to the Israelites when he had them in the wilderness when they left Egypt. Verse 6. And Moses, Exodus 24, verse 6. And Moses took half the blood and put it in bases, and half the blood he sprinkled on the altar. Verse 7. And he took the book of the covenant, what I'm holding in my hand right now. It didn't say the book of religion, because you have a whole bunch of religions out here right now, right? He never said the book of religion. He said, and he took the book of the covenant, and read it in the audience of the people. And they said, all that the Most High had said will we do, and be obedient. So you see that? The Israelites made a blood covenant with the Most High Yahweh, not Jehovah. Verse 8. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people. Sound like a blood contract. Behold, the blood of the covenant with the Most High had made with you concerning all these words. So the Most High made a covenant with the nation of Israel. He didn't make that covenant with the whole world. He didn't make it with everybody. He made it with one nation of people. He made a covenant. I'll be your God and you're going to be my people. That's the covenant. I laid out some laws, statutes, and commandments for you. If you keep them, I will bless you. If you break them, I will curse you. Now look around. So you could tell we broke them, right? You could tell we broke them. Now let me show you one of the covenants, the commandments that we broke. And I'm going into the book of Exodus chapter 20, verse 4. And now verse 3, select that. Now I'm going to start at verse 2. Matter of fact, I'm going to start from the top. I'm going to read 3 verses. And the Most High spake all these words, saying, I am the Most High, thy power, which have brought thee out the land of Egypt, out the house of bondage. Another word for bondage is slavery, right? Verse 3, and this is what I want to get to right here. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. And that's the first commandment, right? We should not have any other gods before him. But let me tell you something. When you walk into a church on a Sunday, you're putting another God before him. Point blank. I don't care if you believe it or not, the truth is the truth. How do you know that? How do you know that walking into a church on a Sunday, you're putting another God before the Most High Yahweh? How do you know that you're doing that? I'm going to show you. Jump to verse 8. Verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Why did he say remember the Sabbath day? Because that's his day. Why is that one of the commandments? But that commandment starts with the word remember. Because you knew this from the jump, you knew you were supposed to be keeping the Sabbath day. Right? So now he's telling you to remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. That means to keep it separate. The word holy means separate. You can't keep it like any other day, right? I'm gonna continue a little bit showing you that day is separate, and then I'm gonna get back into my lesson. Genesis chapter 2 verse 1. I'm gonna show you that day is separate. Read not the book of Genesis chapter 2 verse 1. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day Yahweh ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all the work which he had made. Right? Not only did he rest, watch what he's going to say, verse 3. And Yahweh blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because in it he had rested from all his work which Yahweh created and made. So if the Most High rests on the seventh day and say that the seventh day is his Sabbath day, why do you go into a church on a Sunday? What day of the week is Sunday? Is it the seventh day of the week? Open your smartphone, open up your calendar on your smartphone, and watch what day it tells you Sunday is. It's going to tell you that Sunday is the first day of the week, not the seventh. So now, you walking up in a church on a Sunday, that means you telling the Most High you're going to acknowledge him on the first day, not the seventh day. When he told you to acknowledge him on the seventh day, what, are you greater than the Most High now? Will we do as we please? No, we don't, right? So now I'm going to read the book of Ezekiel chapter 20 verse 32, right? Because the Most High told us to keep his Sabbath day, right? He gave us a specific day to honor him, and it's not Sunday. I'm going to read the book of Ezekiel chapter 20 verse 32. Read not the book of Ezekiel chapter 20 verse 32, and it reads, that which cometh into your mind shall not be at all. So the things you're thinking about, it shouldn't be. Like going up into a church on Sunday and worshiping the Most High. That ye say, we will be as the heathens. You see what we say? We want to be like the heathens. We say we're going to be like the heathens. As the families of the countries to serve wood and stone. So now what is he talking about, serving wood and stone? Serving wood and stone means when you walk into a church on Sunday, and you see that cross, 99% of the time that cross in that church is a piece of wood. And that's what you're serving, that cross, idol. And that cross is an idol. You reverencing Caesar Borgia, white Jesus. There's a news flash. Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, is a black man. The Most High Yahweh, the Ancient of Days, is a black man. He's a black deity, right? He's a black God. He's not a white God. Matter of fact, we're the only people on this planet whose God don't look like them. Why is that? The Chinese Buddha look like Chinese. The East Indian Krishna look like the East Indian, right? So why is it our God look like a white man with blue eyes? It doesn't add up. It makes no sense. The reason for that is because we are in captivity, right? And matter of fact, I'm gonna read something. It says, we said we're gonna serve wood and stone. I'm gonna take it to one of the curses the Most High put on us. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. Watch what it says in that verse. Because we said we're going to serve wood and stone. But let's see this curse. This is one of the curses the Most High put on us. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee amongst all people in every nation on earth, the Israelites, from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. We serve wood. All Christianity serve wood, whether they know it or not. Your God is a piece of wood. And if you're a Muslim, your God is a stone, a dumb rock, right? Like it says in the Bible, a dumb rock in Habakkuk, right? And how you know? Because the all Muslims have that to make a yearly, once in a lifetime.
The gospel, Jesus.
Come talk about it with me. Come talk about it. What a coward. Right? Yeah, everybody, every Muslim has to make at least once in their lifetime a pilgrimage to Mecca, right? Their holy city, but nothing's holy about Mecca, right? And they have to make pilgrimage to see the cobblestone, and they have to walk around that cobblestone 7 times, then kiss it. They're serving a dumb rock like it tells you in the Bible, right? They're not serving right? They're not serving the God of the Bible. They're serving false gods, right? I'm going to go into the book of Psalms, chapter 96, verse 5, right? Because that's what we do, what we do when we in these religion, and we up in all these places, we play the harlot, like he said. We play the harlot to serve other gods, right? Reading out the book of Psalms, chapter 96, verse 10. And it reads, for all the gods of the nations are idols. They're not real, they're idols. All the gods, it didn't say some, it said all the gods of the nations are idols. But Yahweh made the heavens. But the Most High made the heavens, right? And our people are so confused, and so they sit down and they drop down in front of the cross, or they sit down and they kneel down and they pull out their rosary bead with a cross on it, and they start counting their rosary or whatever the heck they do with it, and they pray to that, right? thinking they're praying to the Most High when they're praying to stone and wood, right? I'm gonna continue on this, serving idols, and we only serve idols. We don't serve the Most High. We don't serve the living God. We serve idols that helpless can't do nothing for you or themselves. Habakkuk chapter 2, and I'm gonna start at verse 18. Read not the book of Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 18. What profiteth the graven image that the maker thereof had graven it? The molten image and a teacher of lies, that the maker of his work trusting therein to make dumb idols. That's what they're serving. We don't even realize we're serving. We're praying to a piece of wood that can't hear you. A dumb rock that can't answer you. Will you love the Most High, man? You want to talk to him, man? Come get the salvation. The Most High gonna walk away from you the same way you're walking away from him, man. Verse 19, woe unto him, and the word woe means destruction. Woe unto him that said to the wood, awake, to the dumb stone, that's Christianity and Muslims, arise, it shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there is no breath at all in the midst of it. Right? There's no breath. It's a dumb, dead piece of wood, and it's a stone. They can't speak to you, they can't guide you, they can't protect you, they can't give you comfort, they can't heal you, they can't do nothing. But yet every week our people are in there doing it, serving it, in these religions, serving them. We walk away from our power. Matter of fact, let me get that. Jeremiah 2 and 5. Let's get that. Why would you serve a piece, bow down to a piece of wood? Why would you bow down to a rock? Every time you're up in a Christian church, that's what you're doing. You're praying to a piece of wood. Read not the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 5. It reads, thus saith the Most High, what iniquity have your fathers found in me, that they are gone far from me, and have walked after vanity, and have become vain, because you serving a piece of wood. You're vain as hell. You trust not in the Most High. You trust in the maker of an idol. You trust in a piece of idol that somebody's hands made. Matter of fact, not only did somebody's hands make that piece of wood can't do nothing for you. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 37 I'll start at. And he shall say, where are their gods, their rock in whom they trusted? Right? They trusted in a piece of rock. That's their God. That's their foundation. That's where their foundation is. A cobblestone in Mecca that 2 years ago was infected by what we would call wood lice or termites. Verse 38. Which did eat the fat of their sacrifices and drank the wines of their offerings. Let them rise up and help you and be your protection. The Most High is telling you that because He will be your protection. You trust in a piece of wood and a piece of rock, that's your protection. He said, let them rise up and help you. Right? We're supposed to put our faith and our trust in the Most High. We're supposed to have faith that whatever we... let me get that in James. book of James. The book of James. James chapter 1, I'll start at verse 5. Right? I'm not getting it, so this is, let me just read. James chapter 1, verse 5. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of Yahweh that giveth liberally and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. Verse 6. And this is what I'm showing. This is the point I'm trying to get, not about the wisdom. Let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. God be strong and firm in your faith that you can ask the Most High for something He's going to give it to you. For he that wavereth is like the wave of the sea, driven with the wind and force. Verse 7. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. Right? So you have to have faith in the Lord to have faith in the Lord to ask Him for anything. You just can't come wavering and doubting if you won't get it. And you sure as hell can't ask an idol, a dumb rock, or a piece of wood to bless you with anything. Because it can't, right? Now, I'm going to get into the book of Wisdom of Solomon in the Apocrypha. I'm going to go to chapter 14. And I'm going to read from verse 8. But that which is made with hands is cursed. That rock and that wood, piece of wood, it's cursed. As well it as he that made it. Also the person that made that cross is cursed, right? Because being corruptible, it was called God. Also that image of the white Jesus, whoever made it is cursed, right? For verse 10, now verse 9, for the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto God. And they don't think that God hates. Verse 9, verse 10, for that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it. Whoa. Verse 11, that's self-explanatory. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation. You see that? The idol of the Gentiles. Why do you say the idols of the Gentiles? Because when you read Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 18 down, it tells you that everything under the sun he gave to the Gentiles. Shall there be a visitation? Because of the preacher of God, they will become an abomination and stumbling blocks. What is it? Stumbling blocks. That's what the Most High said it is. It's a stumbling block to the souls of men and a snare to the feet of the unwise. So if you up in a church or you go to a church or you're into Muslim,
Bible.
I never got one for me right now, but you will contact me, man.
I always ring the Bible because
see that. I'm gonna tell you something, right? You have to. You can't just sleep with the Bible by your head. That's. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, right? When I feel sick, trust me on this king, right? You see, I address you as king, right? Trust me on this king. When I feel safer to read it every day. That's a. So I work on that. You always open every week? Okay. All right. I must get one for you, right? William, big man? Huh? All right. Yeah, man. Right? They are become an abomination and a stumbling block to the souls of men and a snare to the feet of the unwise. So if you up in the church on a Sunday or up into Muslim and Arab and the Muslim religion, you are the unwise. The Most High nobody could show me a scripture that the Most High tell you to go to church. He said, you are the church. He didn't say go to church. He said, you are the church. Verse 12, for the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them, the corruption of life. Right? So when you enter idols, you enter spiritual fornication, thus said the Most High Yahweh. Right? Verse 13, for neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. So in the beginning, there wasn't no idols. That's what that verse is telling you. Right? And neither will they last forever. They're going to get put away. Right? Verse 14, for by the vainglory of men they entered into the world, and therefore shall they shortly come to an end. Right? The vainglory of man, the idols entered into the world, right? And when you continue down from verse 15 right down on, it's talking about white Jesus, right? But I'm not really going to get into that right now. I actually could, but I'm not. And I want to pull out something else in Deuteronomy, right? Because when you walk around, when you go up into a church, and you're in a church on a Sunday, you're serving a false God. You're not serving the Most High. But also, when you're walking around with a cross on your neck or anything like that, you still have that same false God you carried around on your neck. Don't wear a cross on your neck, big man, right? You hear me, brother man? Don't ever wear a cross, right? I'm going to show you why. Let me show you something real quick.
Oh, a star, evil.
This is not a star, this is a lily, right? It's the Most High's favorite plant. Right? I can show you, I can prove that to you if you got time. But I want to show you something what the Most High said, right? About idols.
I want a Bible for real to God.
I don't tell you, don't tell me about to leave it, man.
I get a Bible because I want it.
When I come out, I'll bring something for you. Yes, by next week I'll have it.
Hey, I want to pray up in here now. I want to pray up in
here. Yeah, definitely. I want to hear something real quick before you right off, right? One verse. Reading out the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 25. The graven images of their gods, like the Christian cross, right? That's a graven image. It means it was made by a hand. Graven, it was made by a hand, right? Shall ye burn with fire? Then he says you should wear it around your neck. He said burn it with fire, right? Thou shalt not desire, show you, that's it, the silver or the gold that is on them. Right? Is he not talking about the gold cross? Right? He said you should not want it, right? That is on them. Nor take it unto thee, lest thou be snared within. You know what snare means? That means it's going to trap you. Snare means to trap, right? For it is an abomination unto the Most High thy God. The word abomination means it's disgusting, right? But one more verse. Verse 26, listen to what he's going to say now. Neither shalt thou bring an abomination into thine house. You shouldn't take that into your house, right? Lest thou be a cursed thing. You take a curse into your house, the Most High say you're cursed, right? See, cursed like it, because the cross is cursed. And if you take one in, he said, you're cursed like the cross. But thou shalt utterly detest it. The word detest means to hate it, right? And thou shalt utterly abhor it. That's another word for hate. For it is a cursed thing. You see that? Right? Yeah, I got your Ronaldo Maya, right?
Yes, Ronaldo Maya.
Yeah, right? So you cannot take these wooden crosses and these gold crosses and these abominations, as the Most High put it, and bring it into your house. Not only is that curse, now you're cursing yourself and your whole home, because it's inside your house. Nobody could show me any scripture of Moses with a cross in his house. Nobody could show me Abraham with a cross in his house. So where we got that from? We got that like it's said in Ezekiel 20 verse 32. But we said we're going to be like the heathens to serve wood and stone. Right? So that's what we said we was going to do, serve wood and stone. And we took it into our houses. Right? Now I'm going to go back into the Apocrypha one more time. Right? I'm going to go to the letter of Jeremiah. That would be, some apocryphals don't say letter of Jeremiah, some of them say Baruch chapter 6. But it's the same thing. When you read it, it says the epistle of Jeremiah, that's Jeremiah. Now, I'm going to read from verse 8. And I'm sticking on these idols and these false idols that we pray to, that we get on our knees and pray to. That cursed stone and that cursed piece of wood, right? As for their tongue, it is polished by the workman. Somebody got to shine up that piece of wood and that idol. It can't shine itself. And they themselves are gilded and laid over with silver. Yet are they but false and cannot speak. You're serving and bowing down to something that can't even speak to you. Verse 9. And taking gold as it were for a virgin, you put your gold on it like you're giving it for dowry for a virgin wife, right? And love it to go gay. They made crowns for the heads of their gods. Verse 10. Sometimes also the priests confer from their gods gold and silver and bestow it upon themselves. Sometimes the priests take that gold off their gods that they bow down to, their idols, and they deck themselves in that gold. Right? Are you stealing from God? Can a man rob God? But they rob their God. Right? Verse 11. Yea, they will give thereof to the common harlot. They even give those gold to the common harlot. And deck them as men with garments, being gods of silver, gods of gold, and wood. We serve wood and stone, right? Verse 12. Yet cannot these gods save themselves. If a fire hit that church, that God is going to burn the head in that church. They cannot save themselves from rust and moths, though they be covered with purple raiment, though they deck their gods in the most beautiful garments. Verse 13. They wipe their faces because of the dust of the temple, when there is much upon them. You see, somebody has to wipe dust off those gods. The gods can't do it themselves. The idols can't do it themselves. Verse 14. And he that cannot put to death one that offended him, if one person walk over there and kick that idol over, that idol can't put that person to death. But the Most High Yahweh, some of my circuit Hoshai can, right? A scepter as though he were a judge of the country. Verse 15. He had also in his right hand a dagger and an axe, but cannot deliver himself from war and peace. Somebody come and say, I'm going to steal that gold. He can't stop it. That idol can't save his gold. Verse 16. Whereby they are known not to be gods, Therefore fear them not. Why are you bowing down to that piece of wood? It's not a god. Fear them not. Verse 17. For like a vessel that a man useth is nothing worth when it is broken. Like if you got a glass and you broke this fine glass and it's not worth nothing. Even so is with their gods. When they be set up in the temple, their eyes be full of dust through the feet of them that come in. When you walk in and out, you bring dust in there and filling up these idols with dust, and they can't wipe their own face. Thus saith Yahweh Hashem Mashiach Yahushua, right? Thus saith the Most High. We are serving idols in this last days, and we are none the wiser. And not only that, we are happy serving them. We take pride going down to these false idols, right? We don't want to serve God. It's easier for us to serve these idols than to serve God, to serve Yahweh, right? And I'm going to go back again into the book. I'm going to go back again into the Old Testament, into the book of Judges, right? The seventh book in the Bible, the book of Judges. I'm going to go to chapter 10. Verse 14. I'm going to start at verse 13. Judges chapter 10, verse 13. Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods. Wherefore I will deliver you no more. The Most High said he's not going to deliver you anymore because you serve other gods. You're not serving him. Right? Verse 14. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Go and cry unto Allah. Go and cry unto Caesar Borgia, that white Jesus. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. The Most High said, make those gods that you're serving deliver you when a gunman run up on you, when your house is on fire. Let them deliver you. Don't come to him. And here's the funny thing. The first time anything bad happened to us on an instant, the first thing we said is, oh God, help me. Oh God, save me. But what do we say? Verse 14. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. I'm going to give you that one more time. Jeremiah chapter 11. Verse 11. Let us start verse 10. They are turned back to the iniquities of their forefathers. We've gone back into the wickedness of our forefathers, right? Which refuse to hear my word. Our people here, they refuse to hear the words of the Most High. And they went after other gods to serve them. The house of Israel and the house of Judah, that's the northern and the southern kingdom, have broken my covenant, which I have made with their fathers. And the second verse I read out here today was that covenant that he made with us, right? And we've broken that covenant, right? Verse 11, therefore thus saith the Most High, behold, I will bring evil upon them, which they shall not be able to escape. And though they shall cry unto me, I will not hearken unto them. The word hearken means to listen. There you go, holler, oh God, God help me. we will not listen. I didn't put it in here. I put it repeatedly that he said we won't listen if we're serving other gods. And newsflash, I'm going to read one more scripture in Jeremiah, then I'm going to close this out. But newsflash, when you're serving another God, you're not even breaking the second commandment. You're breaking the first commandment. You couldn't even reach number 2 before you say, I'm going to break that. You say, no, what? I'm going to start at number 1. We disrespect the Most High blatantly in his face. No respect for the Most High. You don't fear the Most High? You're going to eat the fruits that we're doing, and I'm going to bring that verse 2. But I'm going to read one more in Jeremiah chapter 16. Because Jeremiah was in on these false gods. You see the scriptures are very out of Jeremiah and these false gods? Jeremiah chapter 16, and I'm going to start at verse 10. And it reads, and it shall come to pass, it means it will happen, when thou shalt show this people all these words, and I'm doing that right now, I'm showing all these words, that they shall say unto thee, wherefore has the Most High pronounced all this great evil against us? Why did the Most High do this to us? Why are we getting shot down in the streets? Why do we don't even know where our next meal is coming from? Why do we save money, but yet it looks like we're not saving a red cent? Because like he tells you in the book of Haggai, we put our money in a bag with holes. That's because we have not made the Most High our priority. He's not our refuge. He's not our shield. He's not our butler. Right? We've made everything, including these false gods, our priority. Anyway, wherefore has the Most High pronounced all this great evil against us? Or what is our iniquity? The word iniquity means sin. Or what is our sin that we have committed against the Most High, our power? So we're supposed to be asking these questions. That's what the Most High said. We're supposed to be asking these questions. Nobody come up and ask anything. Everybody pretend like they're deaf, blind, and dumb, right? Like they don't care. But people need to keep the same energy, that same energy when the Most High send that gunman in your face. Verse 11, then shalt thou say unto them, because your fathers have forsaken me, said the Most High. What? Our fathers have forsaken the Most High, and have walked after other gods. What we done? We walked after other gods. Actually, I gotta put a different scripture before I put my last one, right? And have served them, and have worshipped them. We serve other gods, not only we serve them, we worship them. And have forsaken me, and have not kept my law. That's why the Most High pronounced all this great evil upon you. Verse 12, but there's more, and you need to listen to this part. Verse 12, and ye have done worse than your fathers. You're not doing better than your father. Don't ever get it in your mind that you're doing better than your father. Because the Most High said, and ye have done worse than your fathers. For behold, ye all walk, everyone, after the imagination of his evil heart. He did not say your good heart. He said your evil heart. That they may not hearken unto me. You don't want to listen to the Most High, right? Matter of fact, I'm going to go Proverbs chapter 1. And when you don't want to listen to the Most High, this is what's going to happen. But then I'm going to give you after that, right? So he said, this is what's going to happen when you don't listen to the Most High. I'm going to start at verse 23. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 23. Turn you at my reproof. Turn when you hear my word and my correction. Turn you at my reproof. Turn from your wickedness. Turn from your sins. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, if you turn, behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. Guess what? That means you do not have the Spirit of the Most High right now. Because he said you have to turn and then he'll pour his Spirit out onto you. I will make known my words unto you. Verse 24. Because I have called and ye refused. I have stretched out my hands and no man regarded. Verse 25. But ye have set all at naught all my counsels, and with none of my reproof. You don't want the correction of the Most High Yahweh. Verse 26. I will also laugh at your calamity. The Most High said he's going to laugh at your calamity. When you wake up and your house is on fire and you fear because the escape is closed off, the Most High said, I will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When you in fear, the Most High going to be teasing you. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. Just like I said, when you're in trouble, that's the first thing you remember. Oh Lord, oh God, help me, oh God, help me. He said, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early. But they shall not find me. Why are you not going to find him? And why is he not going to save you? For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Most High. You didn't choose the fear of the Most High. They would none of my counsel. They despised all my reproof. You hated every correction the Most High sent for you. You didn't want it. Verse 31. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. Because you think you're living in prosperity right now, but you're fool to think you could do anything without the Most High Yahweh. Verse 33. For whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear of evil. Right? He shall be quieted from the fear of evil. That's what he said. There you go. This is what I'm looking for. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 32. So he said if you're serving other gods, he is going to turn his back on you. Right? That's what he said. I didn't put that in there. That's what he said. I'm going to read a curse that he said in Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 27. And the Most High shall scatter you among the nations. We're scattered right now. We're here in Belize. And ye shall be left few in numbers. I'm pretty sure, I don't know about Belize, but where I lived for 30-something years in America, we are considered the minority. Few in numbers, right? Among the heathen, whither the Most High shall lead you. And there, where he leads you, these places that he scattered you, ye shall serve gods, the works of men's hands, wood and stone, just like I've been saying all day. Which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. Verse 29, but this is a saving grace right here. Verse 29, but if from thence, where we are right now here in Belize, thou shalt seek the Most High thy power, thou shalt find him. You see what he said there? If thou shalt seek the Most High thy power, thou shalt find him. He didn't say you could, would, should, might. He said you will find him. Thou shalt find him. If thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul. Verse 30. When thou art in tribulation, and all these things are come upon thee, all these evil that he said he's going to do to us, when we in tribulation here in the land of Belize, and watch this, even in the latter days, where are we living right now? In the latter days. He's talking about today. If thou turn to the Most High thy power, and shall be obedient unto his voice, for the Most High thy power is a merciful God. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor go forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he sware unto them. Right? And I'm going to give you that one last time, and I'm going to close off for today. In the Apocrypha, in the book of Baruch, the Apocrypha are 14 missing books that was taken out of the Bible in the 18th century. It's between the Old Testament and the New Testament. If you don't know the Apocrypha, you sure as hell don't know the New Testament. Because the Apocrypha, the New Testament only makes sense when you understand the reading Apocrypha. So in the book of Baruch, chapter 4, no, Salakia, chapter 2, verse 30. Read not the Apocrypha, read not the book of Baruch in the Apocrypha, chapter 2, verse 30. And it reads, for I knew that they would not hear me. The Most High said he knew you wasn't going to listen to him. Right? He didn't say he guessed it. He said, for I knew that they would not hear me. Because it's a stiff-necked people. The Most High said we're stiff-necked. That's hard-headed. But in the land of their captivities, we're right here in Belize, in the land of our captivity. And I told you we are in captivity today. Whether you admit it or not, whether you know it or not, you are a slave. You're a slave. But in the land of their captivity, they shall remember themselves. You see me out here? I don't tell people I'm a Creole. I don't tell people I'm a black man. I tell people I'm a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin. Banyamia, right? That's what I say. I don't tell people no name that the Most High never called me. Show me in the Bible where the Most High called anybody a Creole or a Belizean. You can't find it. So stop calling yourself these proverbs and bywords. Verse 31. And, verse 30. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves, and shall know that I am the Most High, their power. For I will give them an heart and ears to hear. When it says heart, it doesn't mean this, it means this. He will give them a mind and ears to hear. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, like we are in Belize. We in the land of our captivity. And think upon my name, not upon the name of Jehovah. I don't think on no damn Jehovah, I think on Yahweh. There's no J in the Hebrew Bible. Who the hell is Jehovah? I don't know him. Remember sister saying in the song, me don't know your sister, your uncle or your auntie. We don't know who that is. I don't know who the hell is Jehovah. I don't know who the hell is Jesus. Right? Verse 33, and return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers. Who's our fathers? Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, Joshua, Isaiah, Jeremiah, these prophets of old, the apostles, the disciples, those are our forefathers. And they were all so-called black men. Christ was a black man. Yahweh is a black man. It's in the Bible, whether you know it or not. How the hell your God is a white man with blue eyes, right? And they shall return from their stiff necks and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers which sinned before the Most High. Verse 34. And I will bring them again into the land, because Belize is not your home nor your rest. It's the place of your captivity. It's your prison. This is your prison sentence. You in Belize on a prison sentence that the Most High put you on. Right? I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords over it. We shall be lords over that land. And the word Lord is another way of saying a God. Matter of fact, it tells you in the book of Psalms that we are gods. But we are dying like men because we've sinned against our God, against our power, against our Creator, against our Abanawa, right? I will, and they shall be lords of it, and I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. Verse 35, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them. You hear what he said? An everlasting. That means it will never end. To be their power, and they shall be my people. And I read that, the second verse I read was that same covenant in the book of Exodus. And I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land that I have given them. That's why you're in Belize, because he drove you out your land, because we did nothing but wickedness in that land. Right? That's why we live in Belize. We did nothing but wickedness. Everywhere we turned, we saw wickedness. And we're still living wickedly today. Look around. It's not rocket science. We know we live in wickedness. Right? And with that, I say, Shalom, Kal Hara Yahweh, Ba'ashem HaMashiach Yahweh Shai. Kwam Yasharallah. Kwam Yasharallah. Kwam Yasharallah.